The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. A great evening to all of you, and thank you for taking out time tonight to join us. I'm Cheryl, and I look after web centers in Singapore. So tonight we have Alice Liu on the line. She's the Regional Web Center Senior Sales Manager. There will be Q&A catered at the end of the session, so stay with us till the end. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the toolbar located at the side of your window. All right, so without further ado, let me introduce the speaker for tonight, Semerah Killingbeck. Now, this awesome lady here is our 2018 Trainer of the Year. She has also won multiple Web Center Challenge, and she's going to share with us on goal setting and action plans. I'm sure all of you who are here tonight want to know what are some of the action plans you need to work towards building your goal of doing Web Center as well as your unfranchised business, or even being one of the challenge winner. So now let me pass over to Semerah to take over the presentation for this evening. To you, Semerah.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you. And good evening, everyone on the line. Cheryl, that was a wonderful introduction. And thank you so much, Alice, as well, for having me share this amazing division, as well as our wider unfranchised business with you guys attending the webinar this evening. As Cheryl said, my name is Semerah Killingbeck, and we are all one family. So please feel free, if you haven't already connected with me, to make sure that we are connected on Facebook and on Instagram, because I'm here to help and serve you. So outside of this webinar, it'd be great if you do have any questions that I can't answer tonight to facilitate your growth and development going forward. So as Cheryl has said, I am very proud to say that I've enjoyed success within our unfranchised business. I'm based in the suburbs of London in the UK, and I was actually the UK's very first master unfranchised owner, and I'm the UK's first golden master unfranchised owner, meaning that I have achieved master unfranchised owner status a minimum of 3/4 out of 4 for the year, and that was 2017. I'm also a shopping annuity master member, and last year at our first convention for the UK, I was awarded as the top 3 retailer within Market United Kingdom, as well as joint second place top recruiter within Market UK. So in terms of the unfranchise, I'm building the business using our basic 5, of which I have been able to leverage the web center division to really and truly enjoy success in my unfranchise. So within the web center division, I was again the UK's first global Market America Web Center Challenge winner, and I've gone on to win 2 additional Web Center challenges. So 3 Web Center Challenge awards, as well as last year I finished 9th in our global web solution contest back in August, and then this year February I finished 2nd in our global web solution contest. So all of this is just to give you guys confidence as well as a bit of comfort to say I understand the challenges that we as web center owners and even as general unfranchised business owners go through, our highs and our lows. But also I understand how we can overcome those challenges to enjoy success. And so I was very humbled and honored to be awarded as the Certified Web Center Trainer of the Year in our international convention in Greensboro this year. So that's all I'm going to say about me, because tonight is all about you who are on this line. But in order for this division to make sense to you, and to be fair, even our wider unfranchise, I really want to drum this point on home. For those of you that have attended the unfranchised business presentation, and even when you conduct showing the plan yourself, you will know that our biggest thing is always the why. Don't worry so much about the how, because I will go into that as we go on this evening. But the most important thing is that we need to know why we are doing what we do. And if we don't follow the steps, what will be the impact of that? So for that reason, I ask you this question, and it is a very, very serious one, which is how much, not even would you like to earn, but would you need to earn per month if you couldn't work tomorrow? There's so much going on in the world, you know, even though I'm based in the UK, so I'm sure you're familiar with Brexit. The US has their own challenges. But everyone in their day-to-day life, we don't know what can hit us. Last year, I had an operation which I should have recovered within 2 months, and it actually took the majority of last year for me to recover from. And I'm self-employed, so I actually couldn't work for most of last year. So I'm very blessed that I have my own franchise business and the web center division ticking over for me, because I had no choice but to ensure that I was relying on my retail profit and the BV commissions to sustain my family and household. So I ask you, what if you couldn't work tomorrow? Heaven forbid something bad happened. Or if we were to look at it positively, what if you just said, you know what, Mr. Boss, Mrs. Boss, I don't want to go into the office tomorrow. I've had enough of you. Then you need to know how much you need money-wise coming in per month to ensure that you and your loved ones are secure. You can take care of all of your bills. You can take care of all of the things that you need to spend money on during the month without any worry, without any concern. Keep this in your mind as we not only go through tonight, but going forward, because this is what is going to propel you into whatever success means for you within this division and within your wider franchise. But just to therefore then answer the money question, what I love about our division is that it is probably the most lucrative, that and Debt Shredder if you're based out in the US, but for us in Asia and for us in Europe, hands down, the web center division is the most lucrative. Why? Because cash flow is always king and queen. And with you guys in Singapore, the average retail profit that you can earn is 1,000 Singapore dollars. That is huge. That is so important to answering that question that I put to you at the beginning. So if you know that the average retail profit is $1,000, of course, it could be a bit less. It could even be more. But knowing that the average is 1,000 gives you now a kind of framework in which you can say, okay, if my family outgoings, you know, our household spending, is, let's take it for an example, 3,000 Singapore dollars for the month, then you therefore then know that if you wanted to really take this division seriously, part-time or full-time, it doesn't matter, that if you have at least 3 website sales looking with that or working with that average of $1,000, that would be enough to cover your expenses. Because we would take the sales, which is 3 website sales, divide that by the average retail profit, and that's how you get to that figure. So this is why I also love this division, is because I'm going to show you the math. It's all math. And provided that we apply ourselves, there's no reason why you shouldn't be successful, because you can't see me, but I'm sitting here before you, able to say with conviction that this can happen for you because it's happened for me. And it's happened for countless others as well. So please bear in mind that cash flow is so important. That short-term income, it can really help offset so many investments that we have to make in our unfranchised business, but also just for our daily household needs. But then we also want to look long term as well, because whilst looking short term, you know, I can get that money quickly, which is lovely, we are in our business for residual income. I'm sure we will all agree. And again, when we look at our division of the web centers, it is great that we have the ability with the residual BV that is generated through these sales. And again, when you look across all of the great divisions that Market America Worldwide offer to us, again, web centers has probably the highest volume in terms of BV generation, particularly the auto ship that our clients are put on. So we don't even have to think about it, nor do they. And that's what I love, is that true leverage is when you have a business system in place where whether you are actively working it or not, you're getting that money in, but you're also getting that BV, because we know that BV means commission checks, which means money, but that's residual. So the great thing to know, with each website that is sold, that generates a minimum of 200 BV, 200 business volume upfront minimum. That is huge. And then for every client that you have that remains active, dependent on the hosting and maintenance support level that they require for their website, then on an auto ship basis, i.e. on a monthly basis, whether we have to think about it or not, they will generate for us either 5, 30 or 35 BV per month. Think about it. How many times have we as unfranchised owners wanted to have clients on auto ship? I know in the UK it's something that we have somewhat struggled with, and we've had discussions about it as to how we can improve that. Well, with this division, you don't even have to have a discussion and think of a plan to put it in place, because this is an automatic thing that takes place. The other thing to note is that most clients do not change their provider for at least 2 years. So the thing is that you have to remember, this is on a monthly basis, that this volume is coming into our banks, which not only can therefore then pay us with our commissions, but when we're working with a particular unfranchised owner who is a go now in our organization, and they are worthy of the BV that we can put into them, that we can place into them, then that can feed not only their commission, but also everybody up the line within our organization. This is powerful, powerful stuff, everyone. So please remember that you've got great retail profit, but then with our residual BV that we're looking to build so that we can therefore then get our commission, which will feed our goals and dreams long term, and also for that of other people. You've got to leverage the tools that we have at our disposal within our division. Now, the other thing to note about web centers is that it's not just about website sales. It's great that we've got that great retail profit, high BV, wonderful. But remember, we are an all-inclusive online solution for our clients. Therefore, in conjunction with the fact that we do offer great websites, you could actually have a client who they're happy with their website. It wasn't designed by us, you know, our partners at web centers, but they're looking at how they can actually improve their visibility on the search engines. Or maybe that they're happy with their visibility on the search engines, they're happy with their website design, but they actually have no clue how to set up Facebook or how to run Facebook ads. Well, it's wonderful to note that we, within our division, can support clients who, for one reason or another, their website hasn't been designed by us, but we can actually support their digital marketing strategy of their website. So again, that offers us BV as well as retail profit. And in many cases, it's again that auto ship monthly BV and therefore that auto ship monthly retail profit. I'm going to go into our tools and resources that we have at our availability. So please make sure that at the end of this webinar, you really familiarize yourself with our tools and resources, because that will excite you when you can see that the vast majority of what we have to offer is high retail profit, high BV, as well as reoccurring auto ship BV, and therefore auto ship retail profit. Remember, with our unfranchise, it's about us building not just with ourselves, but with others. So what I love, and I've already explained, is the fact that we are able to support not only our growth and development, but that of other people. And so with the fact that we have our 100% of 100% concept, merging that all into one, there is no reason why, even if Web Centers is a minor or you're an unfranchised owner who is evaluating this division, that you don't dig deep and look into this division even further. Because true wealth, as I said, is where we can leverage teams and where we can leverage tools and systems to create the wealth that we want on an ongoing basis. We have all of that with this division. So now that we've discussed the money side, the retail profit and the BV, I want to now go on to how we can help you. So you have to remember that this is a strategic partnership, and our partners are Market America Worldwide, as well as the teams of professionals and the infrastructure at MA Web Centers. So we've got all of the software, the expertise, the knowledge of being within the online space for over 19 years. That is our partners at MA Web Centers. When you merge that with, of course, marketamericashop.com, we've been in business for 25, 26 years, headed up, of course, by JR and Lauren Rydener. We've got that clout and posture in the marketplace. But we also have the fact that we have the unfranchised MPCP model, where, of course, you've got support. And it's all about cross-pollination from web center owners and fellow unfranchised owners across the globe. You put that together and you sit in the middle, and we are able to serve our clients as well as ourselves through this strategic partnership. So we are really lucky and blessed, if I may say so, that this is a division where you don't need to be the salesperson. You don't need to be the person who has the technical know-how. We are all about building relationships, ethical relationships, and leveraging the tools and teams that we have at our disposal to serve as many people as we can so that we can deserve to be rewarded. So just so that you are a lot more familiar with who are our partners and our teams of professionals that I've referred to, we have sales support. So as I said, if that word scares you, and I hope it doesn't, because all it means is that you're giving someone value, and therefore in exchange for that value, you are being rewarded monetarily, financially. Then if that is something that you feel a little bit worried about, then it's great to know that we have sales support. So they are called the product specialists. And if you go on to the MAWC411.com website, you can learn a lot more about the ways in which they are there to support us, what they do, how they do it, and you can actually listen in on a live sales call that was recorded, so you can get a feel for the way in which they conduct the sales process on your behalf via the webinars that they do to show our prospective clients our great software and the great tools that we can use to help them with their online marketing strategy. So I really encourage you to listen to that. But also, we have the design center, because if you have a client that is going to have their website designed by us, then you want to make sure that they have the expertise in that field. And that's why we're very blessed that we have that, because we have our graphic designer team who will take whatever concept your client has in their mind and that's then transposed into a design wizard, and that is therefore then brought to reality for your client, and therefore then the world to see. But remember, I talked about leverage. You don't want to be the person that's always at the beck and call of your clients, answering their questions, especially if it's of a technical nature. And that is why we have our award-winning customer care team, who it's their responsibility to literally do the hand-holding for you, as well as once the website is up and running, or once the digital marketing services are up and running, your clients can go to the customer care team who know all about the technology, who will be there to walk them through any kinds of questions that they have. For example, if you have a restaurant who is a client of yours and they want to know how to make changes on their website to reflect a new menu, there is no need for them to WhatsApp you, call you, text you. They can literally contact our customer care team, and there will be no maximum amount of time that is imposition, that is put onto them for them to therefore then get their question answered. It's however long it takes. If it's 1 minute, it's 1 minute. If it's 1 hour, it's 1 hour. If it's 3 hours, it's 3 hours. Our customer care team are amazing. I actually sat in on a call with one of my clients just for me to test it out, and it was painful for them. I was very impressed because my client was challenging, shall we say, but they were so calm. 1 hour, 58 minutes and some seconds that we were on this call, and it was Easter Monday, which in the UK is a bank holiday, it's a public holiday, and we were just on the phone, and they were calm, going through all of my clients' questions, and they didn't kick them off the phone. Very, very polite, very professional, amazing. So just ensure that when you are speaking with your clients, that you encourage them to get their questions answered by our customer care team, because they are there to support you as well as your clients. Now, if you do have a client who is using our services purely from a digital marketing perspective, whether it be that it's SEO, they're looking for, that visibility on the search engines, or they do need that specific help with any of their social media, then we have those teams in place where that's all they do, that's all they know, is they are the SEO specialist or they are the social media specialist. So what I want you to understand with these resources that we have as human resources, our teams of professionals, they are there to serve you and to serve your clients. So this is why it's important that we support them. We edify them when we are having conversations with prospective clients as well as existing clients, because they are as important to us as we are to them, because we are all one team. Then we do have physical assets in terms of resources. So that's the website that I refer to. If you're unfamiliar with it, please take a screenshot, a picture, and please, in your own time, just have a look about and see what we have there. Sarah Rose, Jason Pellin, and Alice for the Asia market have done an incredible job with ensuring that we can bolster and have the posture in our attitude and knowledge so that we can support our clients, prospective as well as existing, perfectly. So we have a marketing manual, and that marketing manual is mainly actually for our benefit as web center owners. It really gives us an understanding of the types of services within our web solution offering or our web center offering that a particular client within a particular industry should really and truly take advantage of if they want to take their online marketing strategy to the next level. So for example, if you have a non-for-profit, then there is a section there, it's a charity or a church or another religious organization, and of course they want to make sure that they can have an online presence, they can attract donors and greater supportership. So we have all of the recommendations there to support that strategy, which will be somewhat different, as you can appreciate, if you're a beauty salon or if you're a plumber. So that's why I really want you to get familiar with the resources, because the nature of the relationship and the nature of how we can serve that particular client will depend on the industry that they're in. Similarly, we do have, purely for our owners, web center owners, posture and attitude and knowledge, a web services competitive analysis. And it's just so that we understand how we compare against our more commonly known competitors, the likes of WordPress, GoDaddy, and Wix. And when you actually see that we are all inclusive, and if someone were to think that we were expensive up front, when you start to drill down and see actually what we are giving and offering our clients second to none, then that helps you with your posture when you're out there in the marketplace, as it were, speaking with your clients, whether they're existing or if it is for prospective clients, to understand that what we have is the best of the best. So a lot of the tools that you'll see on the MAWC411.com website is mainly to support us and to ensure that we can deliver as business consultants the best service in our capacity that we can to support our clients. And similarly, we do have a welcome guide, which is just a breakdown of what the division is, so that if you are a new web center owner, or even as an existing one, and you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, that you can see there the blueprint and the steps in which you should follow, and therefore how to duplicate that within your organization. Please note that this resource, the MAWC411.com website, please do not share it with your potential or existing clients. I know it may sound ridiculous, but it is purely a UFO or web center owner resource. We do have other resources that are client centric, but this is unfranchised owner specific. So in order to help us actually ask the right kinds of questions in order to data mine, and this happens within part of our step, we have a 5-step process, which I'll share with you shortly, but we do have consultation sheets. So this then takes all the guessing work out of how you can actually find out and extract the relevant information when we're in front of potential clients or prospective clients, so that we can know how to better serve them. Because it's actually quite interesting. We may see a client or a potential client and think, oh, I do not like their website. They need a new website. But they might love their website. And if we go in and criticize them, you've just killed that relationship. But through asking these series of questions, not only will it allow us to know where we sit with this client and what they like, what they don't like, but I actually see these consultation sheets as a way of your client knowing what they need from us to serve their needs and assist them with their online marketing strategy. It tells them, without us telling them, what it is that they need. So I'll give you an example. On the digital marketing assessment consultation sheet, it asks them to rate how they feel their social media strategy is working. It gets them to tell you, oh my goodness, it's terrible, or actually, I'm very happy with it. It equally has questions on there such as, how do your competitors rank? Because sometimes business owners are so busy that they're just in their own little bubble and concentrating on what they're doing. They don't even have a clue of what their competitors are doing. So if we bring this to their attention, but in a professional way, that it doesn't cause them any offense, then again, it gets them thinking, and they can really feel that we are in a consultative capacity, in a professional capacity, looking to help them. So we, outside of the US, can download these for free. If you do have business partners who are web center owners, then they can actually purchase these consultation sheets in their back office. But for us, outside of the Americas, we can just download them for free, which is great. Print them off. I always have them in front of me, always. Even though I know the questions off by heart, if I'm in front of a client and I am conducting this consultation sheet, it gives them confidence that when they see me writing down the answers, that I am taking this seriously. I'm not keeping all the information in my mind and in my head, because you know, sometimes as humans we can forget something. So it gives them confidence, but also it looks very professional when we sit down and they can see that we're asking them these questions. These are legitimate, business focused, business minded questions, and we're writing them down and taking notes. So please don't ever feel that you have to know everything off by heart. It's actually reassuring for your client when they can see, oh, this is a person that writes everything down. What we can share with our clients is the B2B business to business service catalog. And again, in the US, they're able to actually purchase these from their back office. But for us, we can just download it, print it off in color, and it's still very professional. I keep mine in a folder, so if I am at a client, they can actually therefore then see a lot of these services that we offer outside of things that may have been discussed. And even with existing clients, I'll show you an example a bit later on. If they start out as a website client, for example, it's really handy to have this catalog where they can see how we can further support their online marketing strategy by us building share of customer with offering them other services. So as I've said, we are business consultants. And it is our responsibility to help small to medium-sized businesses, as well as the non-for-profit sector, with these 6 things. This is all we need to know. This is all we need to do. That we are there to support them with increasing their revenue, if it's a business, or their donations, if it's a non-for-profit. Decreasing expenses. That is huge. Money saved is money earned. But you always want to make sure, as a business and also as a non-for-profit, that you can increase satisfaction amongst your customers and your supporter base. And that happens when you're able to increase engagement. And that's the beauty of online, because with online, you can think big, but act locally. You can think globally, act locally. Think big, act small. It brings the worlds closer together. Think about it. I'm here in the UK speaking to you guys who are primarily in Singapore, and I believe we have some of our family who are over in Taiwan on the call as well. So it's wonderful that we can increase that engagement and knowledge about that particular business or organization through our consultative means, which means that we're obviously having to market that business or organization. And all of this is done through streamlining business practices, which again helps with decreasing expenses. So I hope you can see how these 6 things all feed into one another very positively. And they actually, it's not something you need to really think about, because it happens organically in our role as a business consultant. So our partnership is 100% necessary. Why? Because the entire world, or at least 95% of the globe, is online in some way, shape or form. Definitely within Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Europe, the Americas, you know, Australia, etc. We are forever on our mobile phones in particular, but there is no reason for us to ever doubt that, irrespective of whether it is a non-for-profit or a business that's all about making a profit, that they shouldn't have an online presence. They need to, because that's where their customers are and that's where their supporters are. So that is why our division is timely, it's relevant, it is necessary. So of course we are global. I'm here in the UK, but I can have clients in Singapore. Similarly, you guys are in Singapore. You can have clients in any one of these countries, and you needn't actually speak the mother tongue of that other country, because with our teams of professionals, and when you go to the Web Center training, they'll go into more detail about this. It's great to know that if Spanish is not a language that you speak, you can still have clients in Spain, in Dominican Republic, in Ecuador, and it doesn't matter, because they can be serviced and taken care of. But what I would always suggest is that we look at building within our home country first, because it's a market that is close to us and that we understand. And then once you've got your confidence building, and of course people lead to people, then I would then recommend you can start to open up and look further afield. So the 5 steps that I alluded to earlier on during our presentation, our webinar this evening, the 5 steps are what not only us as Web Center trainers, but the most successful Web Center owners actually follow. And this is something that was measured by the team, the corporate team at Market America, as well as when they spoke with our teams of partners and professionals at Web Centers. And they realized that what we were doing are these 5 things. Number 1, identifying leads. We were, creating our names list. As you all know, it starts off with a names list. So we had our names list, and then we would actually do a little bit of research on these businesses, on the people who are on our names list. And that's the second step, which is current. The third step, and this is probably the scariest, but this is where we can really add value and start to build a relationship, is you must contact these individuals, contact these businesses, contact these charities or non-for-profit organizations. And it's through that that you build the relationship, which lends itself into the 4th step, which is conducting those consultations. And remember, we have the sheets to help us. And yes, you can complete the consultation in 15 minutes. I have proof of this because during my Web Center training, we actually picked on 2 people who had no clue that I was going to do that, and they conducted the consultation in 15 minutes. So I promise you it can be done. And then the 4th step is that we then transfer that client or prospective client over to the teams of professionals. And so it will be our sales team, the product specialist, who will actually do the closing for you. So those are the 5 steps: candidates, current, contact, consult, and then close. So, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I have a little bit of a challenge for you, and that is to ask you, are you willing for the next 3 months, for the next 90 days, to follow a proven plan of action to achieve financial and unfranchised success? I hope the answer is yes, because I am here to help you, and so is the rest of the team. And that is with you achieving your Market Singapore Web Center Challenge. I'm very excited because I didn't know that each country within Asia has its own challenge. So I looked at this and thought, this is incredible, this is amazing. And so I really hope that you all go for it, because I know that when I did this for the Market America Worldwide Challenge, it really changed my business in the greatest, most possible way. So my wish for you is that you will take us up on embarking upon the challenge. And it is something that we can work towards together. So your challenge actually started back in October, the 1st of October. So don't worry, there's still plenty of time to achieve it, because the deadline is the 8th of March next year. So I have on here the 8 things that must be achieved in order for you to therefore then be crowned, as it were, as a Market Singapore Web Center Challenge winner. So it starts off with you purchasing your 3 tickets. You know we always do 3 tickets. And this is in particular to the Market Singapore 2019 Southeast Asia Convention. Always get a ticket for you, and always have 2 other people in mind, new business partners, potential business partners. That ticket can change your life. So you want to purchase a minimum of 3. You also want to look out for the training. I cannot stress how important it is for us to not only support the GNTSS, but be a part of it as well. So you want to attend any and all of the Web Center overviews that are taking place, as well as the Web Center Certification Training 101 and 201 classes. So look out in your Facebook groups, look out in your back office for when those are taking place. You also have to retail at least 1 new website. And remember, it's not you doing the selling. We have our team of product specialists that are there to do that for you, as well as for them on your behalf to sell at least 2 digital products. So whether it be it's Facebook, SEO, content writing, whatever it may be, look on the mawc411.com website to familiarize yourself with all of our digital marketing products. Then we, of course, want to make sure that we can be looking to build our franchise. And so you want to personally sponsor at least 2 unfranchised business partners who are registered in your local market of Market Singapore. And then you also want to make sure that you are conducting the business spending assessments. Now, the business spending assessments is one of those consultations that I showed you, that there are 3. And this is to help with clients converting their spending into earning with the shopping annuity. So it's a 15-minute consultation, which, by the way, can be done in 5 minutes, because you literally want to find out where they're spending their money and if they can spend that same money and redirect it through shop.com with our partner stores. So you want to conduct a minimum of 5 of those and register at least 3 of those individuals as preferred customers on your shop.com site. And it must be that they are resident and reside within Singapore. And then you just want to make sure that you like the Market Singapore as well as the MA Web Centre's Facebook pages. Very simple, especially when you see what I have in store for you as an action plan. As I said, please take a picture of this, because your steps for success always will start with us attending and supporting our GMTSS. And this is not just for Web Center training, this is for your UBPs. This is for any local seminars, any regional trainings, but also I encourage you to support your general product training, your motives trainings as well, any kind of training, because it's all going to add to feeding your attitude and knowledge and giving you that posture as well. Then you want to make sure that you're completing the daily and weekly steps, and they're steps for success, okay? As well as making sure that you're not only completing them, but you're writing down what you have actually achieved, because then you can measure the progress that is being made. We cannot beat having a somewhat accountability group, or at least just speaking with your senior business partners, because it's been proven that when we are accountable to someone else, or we're just sharing what we're doing and bouncing ideas of other people, it can help propel us successfully. And the other thing that I would always encourage everyone to do is to celebrate every win. You know, if you're able to sell a ticket to the next event, celebrate that. If you've been able to add an additional name to your names list, celebrate that. You've been able to conduct any of the consultations, celebrate that. Don't just celebrate when you get your website sales and when you get your digital marketing product sales and when you personally sponsor, because it's all the little steps leading up to those that make that actual result take place. So if you actually are a member of the Web Center Owner Support Group, which is a Facebook group, it's global, then you can download this particular tracker. If you're not, please let myself and please let Alice know, and I can either email this to Cheryl, or we can actually get this uploaded into your Market Singapore Facebook group so you have access to it. But I would also recommend that as Web Center owners, you're a part of this Facebook group because it's global. You have all of the trainers in there, and you also have some of the corporate team in there as well. But these sheets, the Sprint to Success sheets, are amazing because it tells you exactly what you need to do in order to be successful, not just within web centers, but also in your wider franchise. So again, please feel free to take a picture of this, because I looked at the maths, and this is for you to not sell one website. I always believe that we should look to achieve more than what is the minimum requirements. So within the next 3 months, I've put together this particular strategy for you to help with you having sold on your behalf 3 websites. So this is for you to achieve this by the 26th of February, which of course gives you a little bit of leeway then, because the actual challenge finishes on the 8th of March, or the deadline is the 8th of March. So I've got a goal date of the 26th of February 2019, which is exactly 12 weeks, 90 days. So if you are able to conduct 36 consultations, which is actually 3 a week. So it's not something where you have to think, oh my goodness, I need to quit my job and I need to dedicate myself to this, 70 hours a week. Not at all. Just 3 consultations a week, and they're 15 minutes. I'm sure we can all find that. And that should therefore then lend itself, because these statistics are tried and true, to 9 qualified appointments being completed, which means that we have introduced our prospective clients to the product specialist, who will show the technology and who will answer any questions that your potential website clients have, to therefore secure your website sales. So feel free to take a picture of this. And I've also looked at the statistics in order to support you on your journey with personally sponsoring 2 new qualified unfranchised business partners. So again, same deadline, within 12 weeks, 90 days, that if you have a candidate list of a minimum of 40 people, and you are showing the plan to at least 10 of those who are qualified within this 90 days, then you should be able to personally sponsor at least 2 new unfranchised business partners. So again, please take a picture. I am not sharing with you something that hasn't been done. I personally have done this and more, and there are many people across our Market America family that have been able to achieve it. So if they can, I promise you that you can do it too. Something to note when it comes to actually personally sponsoring new business partners is that I have found that small business owners make incredible unfranchised business partners. And the reason for that is because their spending is a lot higher than that of the average household. Also, their mindset is very different to the average person, because they understand delayed gratification. They understand that money saved is money earned. They understand the need to have a vehicle to assist them with residual income. So this is why, if we actually connect and build solid relationships with business owners, you'll tend to find that not only will they make incredible clients, but also incredible business partners as well. And so I want to give you very quickly an example of this, which is one of my website clients, Karina Style. They are a beauty salon here in the UK. This is actually in their salon. This is what it looks like. The backdrop is "Life is too short to have boring hair," which I thought was quite fun. This is what they have on their wall. So they started off as a website client last year, back in July, and because they are a beauty salon, they were actually looking for a quality makeup line to add to their product and service offering. So of course we have Motives, Lumiere de Vie, and Cellular Laboratories, just a couple of our great skincare lines, but also Motives being their main focus. So when I had actually conducted the business spending assessment, they were spending between 3,000 and 10,000 British pounds sterling a month on various things for the salon. Why is that important? Because the average family in the UK spends around £24,000 a year on various things. My client was spending between £3,000 to £10,000 a month. So when I conducted the business spending assessment, they were mortified when they realized that the vast majority of the stores that they were spending money at are actually partnered with shop.com. They were mortified, but also excited, because it then became a no-brainer for them to partner with us, of which they did in September. So they are now not only my website client, and we also look after their social media, as well as content writing. They are also business partners with the unfranchised as well. So it can happen that where you develop the relationship nicely, your clients can, of course, become your partners and friends and family. So again, just to reiterate, please make sure that you follow these steps, because these are proven steps for success. And just go out there and celebrate each win and do it together, because together everyone achieves more. Cheryl, over to you, my lovely.
Thank you so much, Semerah. That was really awesome. Just let me change the slide over to me. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I am sure your presentation has really set a lot of our web center owners on fire tonight. Okay, so what you have seen just now is definitely achievable, like what Semerah has shown you on the action plans. So this is how a lot of our challenge winners do it. It is their secret to achieving the goal, not just casting the finishing line, but working on all these plans on a daily basis, right? They put in consistent effort on a daily basis. Okay, so while you can write down some quick questions for us, because we have to end this off at 8 p.m. tonight, I would just like to highlight some of the things that's going on for the webinar sessions for next month. Okay, for some new web center owners on the line tonight, do note that we have a webinar on every last Monday of the month. Okay, it's scheduled on every last Monday of the month. But of course, there will be changes made to it due to speakers' availability, festive seasons, public holiday, etc. So keep a lookout on our notice. And next will be our upcoming seminar on the 17th December. We have Alice Liu, our Regional Web Center Senior Sales Manager, that will be coming online to share with us, some of the tips and, how you can work on web centers. So please do not miss out this webinar. I know there's a holiday season, you want a break, but please do not miss this webinar on 17th December on a Monday. Okay, and if you have any part that you want us to cover, or if you have any challenges you want us to address it online, please write me an email to sales@marketsingapore.com.sg. And just a quick one is, this is what Semerah was talking about on the next challenge, on this Southeast Asia Web Center Challenge. So where can you find this document? You can download this from your unfranchised business account. So go into unfranchised.com, download support materials, go into the category web centers, and you will be able to see this document. So you should print this out and lay it right beside your bed. So every night before you head off to bed, you can review the criteria and ask yourself if you are a step nearer to reaching this goal. Or, even in the morning, take this document out and ask yourself what you need to do today to get a step closer to achieving this goal. And last but not least, I'd like to let you know about this Master UFO and 2019 Southeast Asia Annual Convention Challenges. We have a webinar, and we will be inviting some of the local challenge winners, past local challenge winners rather, will be coming online to share with you how they actually did it. So for Web Center, this time we are glad to invite Kerwin. He is the first time Web Center owner. I mean, he just joined not too long ago, and he managed to get the challenge winner. So he will be sharing with you how he did it. So this is the QR code. I'm just going to put it here for a second. So scan this code right now and then register yourself for the webinar on 18th December. Okay, so let me just have a quick look at the questions. Okay, so June is saying that she is not in the Facebook group. I have checked on that group. That is actually Web Center Owners Support Group. You can search that out on Facebook. Just type in Web Center Owner Support. You'll be able to get into that Facebook, and then you'll be able to download that document on what Semerah was talking about earlier on. Okay, so any other questions before we wrap this up? No? No other questions? Okay, so that's all for us tonight. Thank you again, Semerah and Alice for being with us tonight. And everyone have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. All the best.